What's up, Ian here, and this is my review for the KZ H10 Bluetooth headphones. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank Linso for sending this to me and making this video possible. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted, and Linso will be watching this video together with you guys. Okay, so KZ H10 Bluetooth headphones. These are now currently retailing for $82 US. So for those of you who are interested, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. Okay, so as usual in this video, I will go through the accessories, the design and build quality, the fit and comfort. I'll talk about the features, I'll do a mic test, and I'll go through the different scenarios I went through, and of course I'll talk about the sound performance of these headphones. Now, this entire video will be timestamped, so for those of you who wish to skip around, please feel free to do so. Alright, so let's get started with the accessories. Now, it comes in this box like this. I just want to show you the box, okay? So it's a pretty big box, okay, with a picture or diagram of the headphones in front, KZ H10, okay, and it's matte paper-like kind of finishing. It's a huge box lah. And then on the inside you find some paperwork, which I'm not going to go through. Okay, so that's for the box. Now inside the box you'll find a charging cable. So this is a USB-C to USB-A charging cable. Okay, I think it's about 1/2 meter long, and then you have a 1.5 meters long headphone 3.5 to 3.5 headphone jack or cable, right? If you don't want to use the Bluetooth function, you can also connect via wired to your source. Okay, and this case, right, comes with this carrying case, so you can put all your accessories inside this case. Okay, and then you can put your headphones inside this case as well, and then you can zip it up. Okay, so it goes close like that lah. So this case is pretty okay. I mean, how often do you see a $82 US headphone come with a carrying case? Maybe they do lah, but this case is okay. It's not the best case, but you know, it's fabric. Yeah, but it's a case, better than nothing. And of course, the headphones themselves. Okay, so let's talk about the design and build quality of these headphones. It's okay. It looks quite premium. In terms of the material that they use, premium plastic. Premium leather as well. These are protein leathers. It's not real leather, of course. I mean, it's protein leather. Okay, and it's got memory foam on the ear pads. And inside here, you do find a 40mm titanium diaphragm. Okay, titanium coated diaphragm. And then on the ear cups themselves is okay lah. I find that the build quality of this is not bad. Okay, now the only thing I just want to say is the articulation of the ear cups. Okay, it doesn't move much. Okay, as you can see, it doesn't move much. I think maybe less than 5mm if you count from here to here. Yeah, doesn't articulate much, but it swivels. Okay, so it swivels 90 degrees. That's all. It swivels to this side, but doesn't swivel to this side. That's where it stops. Okay, now the swiveling part, I wish that there was some stopper or maybe some notches so that it swivels at different angles and stops. Now it seems like it's got a mind of its own and it swivels as and when it wants. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay, ear pads are removable. Alright, the ear pads are removable. You can change out to your favorite ear pads, but I'm not too sure what size is this, what other ear pads or customized ear pads can fit this. But the existing ones has got foam on this, and then on the headband it does have foam on the top headband as well. And the headband extension, okay, one more thing about headband extension, it doesn't have any notches here as well. It's just extend, and it doesn't extend a lot, it's just a bit. Okay, so I wish it could extend a little bit more. Okay, so that's for the headband. Now let's talk about the function. So this is Bluetooth 5.0, right? And on this side, which is the right side, you do find the volume rocker, which is here, and 3.5 headphone jack, and the microphone, the charging, the USB-C charging, and the power button, right? And when press and hold, it turns on and off the headphone, and if you double press, it will activate the noise cancelling and the ambient mode. And over here you do find the LED indicator. Okay, so yeah, so all in all, well, the build quality of this is fine. Now fit and comfort. I find that the fit on this, firstly, I'm not getting a hot spot on the headband. Headband is fine. Okay, the issue I have is this pads. So it gets pretty warm after some time. I think maybe about half an hour. I feel a bit uncomfortable. This ear cup is not a very huge ear cup, and it doesn't cover my entire ear. Right, I've got my hi-fi here for you to compare, so you can see this ear cups is a bit small. Okay, so yeah, it touches the back of my ear, and after a while it gets a bit warm. No hot spot here. Now, clamping force. So clamping force on this is pretty okay. I'm not finding any problem with the clamping force. In fact, I find that I'm not getting enough seal. So probably is the articulation of this ear cup. It doesn't articulate enough to conform to the shape of my face. Everyone's face is different, obviously, you know. So, but this one doesn't conform to the shape of my face, and it doesn't really go underneath. It doesn't go this way at much. You see, it stops there, and that's it. Okay, there's no room for it to move more. So it goes this way, right? It goes this way, but just 5 millimeters, or even less, or maybe 3. I don't know. But that's just about it. So because of that, I don't get a seal, right? And also, yeah, it's a bit uncomfortable. So I need to cup my hands onto these headphones to really hear my music properly. So that's for fit and comfort, and gets a bit warm here. The hot spot is actually on the ear cups and the ear pads. Okay, so that's it. Now let's talk about the features, right? So basically what you can do, or what I did with this, was I played games on this. I watched Netflix, I watched YouTube, I made phone calls, and of course I listened to music on this. So these are the few things that I did with this headphone. Now let's talk about gaming on this. Gaming on this is pretty okay. All right, for casual gaming is it works pretty well. Okay, it's got good latency. I would say it's not the best, but when I'm playing my Call of Duty, it doesn't have much lag on me. All right, so when I fire a shot, it does go, and when someone fires a shot at me, I can hear it. It syncs pretty well. So in terms of latency, and by the way, this is Bluetooth 5.0, and I'm not too sure what codec comes with this. So yeah, the lag is okay, I mean, for gaming. Now in terms of sound for the gaming, the soundstage is pretty okay. I find that it's the sound has got a good room. Okay, it does give you represent a very good room to you. It's not the widest soundstage, it's not the deepest as well, but imaging and you know, where the explosions are coming from, where the footsteps are coming from, it does represent that pretty well. Again, for casual gaming, right? For competitive gaming, I don't think this is gonna be that, you know, good for that lah. Okay, so basically it's okay. It does well. Okay, now for watching movies, Netflix and YouTube, of course, I find that the lip sync, right? Usually when I watch movies, I watch dialogues. So there's a lot of dialogues in movies, and lip sync is a little bit, if I look really closely, I can notice a little bit of that miss sync. But other than that, if I were just to casually watch my Netflix and my YouTube, I can hardly tell. So again, for the Bluetooth, I guess the Bluetooth lah, alright, the sync of the lips is pretty okay, and explosions and all that. In terms of sound, it's okay. It's not the best sounding experience that I've heard. Okay, it's not the most natural. Okay, I wouldn't say the best or the worst, but I wouldn't say this is the most natural that I've heard. Okay, so that's for watching movies. Now let's talk about making phone calls. Now, making phone calls on this is pretty good. All right, so the other person on the other side of the phone call actually said that they heard me pretty well. Okay, so just to let you guys hear how the microphone sounds like. Okay, so let's do a recording of this. I already paired these headphones with my iPad, so I'm gonna put this headphones on my head now, and then I'm gonna record on my iPad the sound and let you guys hear. You guys be the judge. Okay, so let's start recording. Alright, so this is the sound coming out from the H10. How do you think I sound? Okay, so just for comparison, I'm going to switch back to the studio microphone. So now the sound is coming out from the studio microphone. Now let's switch back to the H10. And this is now coming out from the H10. How does the microphone on the H10 sound? Okay. Okay, so as you can hear, right, the sound on the microphone on these are not bad. Okay, to be honest, is pretty good. So my voice sounds quite natural, right? Quite natural to the other party. So they sound well. They can hear that even though they don't hear me loud. It's not in terms of volume, right? It's not a very loud volume. Okay, I guess the gain on this is not a lot, but yeah. So in terms of the quality of the sound that is being produced is good. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the noise cancelling. So noise cancelling on this is actually pretty good, right? And the ambient sound is also pretty good for $82. So it does cut off the high and the lows, right? But if someone is next to you and talking to you, it doesn't cut that off, right? You still are able to hear what that person is saying to you. Okay, so it's not cutting off the entire frequency. It does cut off the low end and the high end. The mids are still audible to you. Okay, now the ambient mode on this is pretty okay, right? It sounds a bit unnatural. People around me, I can hear what they're saying, but it's a bit unnatural type of voice. At the same time, vehicles and ambulances, or the droning of the plane, they sound a bit unnatural for the ambient sound. But I would say the ANC on this is pretty good, right, for this price, right? Right, so let's now talk about sound quality, right? The sound that these produce. And firstly, let's talk about technicalities, right? So as I mentioned, right, the soundstage is pretty wide to the sides, quite a good depth. Okay, that's for gaming, but in terms of listening to music, is kind of okay. It's not the deepest type of soundstage that I've heard, and not the widest, of course, but in terms of the width is to the sides. Okay, for the imaging and the positioning of the instruments is pretty okay as well. Is kind of average. I need to really listen hard enough to identify the actual position, but other than that, it's being separated well. Okay, instruments like the percussions and the pianos or the violins or the trumpets and the vocals, they are separated pretty well. Okay, now for detail retrieval and resolution, I find that the detail retrieval, this is, I would say the detail retrieval is not the best. It's not very good actually. No, I really wish that there was more details on this, but because of the sound signature, I couldn't retrieve much details from the tracks that I'm listening to. Okay, resolution wise, I find it's okay. Is quite a resolving headphone, right? In terms of quality of the resolvedness of the song that I'm just listening to. It's just that it's not very detailed because of the tuning, right? So in terms of the quality, yes, it produces good quality sound. Okay, so that's for the technicalities. Now let's talk about the signature, the sound signature, and the tonal balance and some sort of a timbre on this. Now the sound signature on this is I don't know, honestly. I think it's more of a mid-centric type of thing, but maybe mid-boosted type of but there's a lot of bass. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bass. There's also a lot of mids, and well, the treble is a little bit darkish. Okay, treble is darkish. Somehow I don't know, what I hear is that it's some sort of maybe recessed bass, forward mids, and okay treble, darkish treble. So this is what I hear. Okay, now for sub bass is recessed. Okay, I can feel that rumble, I can hear that rumble, but it's a recessed rumble, so it's a bit hollowish and in terms of the weight, sounds a bit far away. Okay, that's for the sub bass. For the mid bass, the impact is there, is the thump is there, but again it sounds a bit far, right? Sounds a bit muted. Yeah, that's what I heard. But yeah, that's why I say, you know, the bass sounds a bit recessed. I don't know, but that's what I hear. Now for the mids are forward. Okay, I can hear instruments well, pianos and trumpets and violins, they sound pretty forward to me. And in terms of clarity, they are there, good clarity, good forwardness. The tone is a bit on I don't know, heavy, a bit of the heavy, but at the same time a bit hollow in terms of the substance, yeah, and the body of it, yeah. So that's what I feel for the instruments. Okay, but overall clarity of the instruments and the mids are pretty good. Okay, in forward. For the vocals, male and female vocals together, I find that they sound a bit, they sound forward. Okay, that's for sure. It's just that they sound a bit, I don't know, lack of the soul. Yeah, that's the word for it. I hope. But they I can hear them. I can hear the bass. They have got that presence there, but it's just that the bass of their voice, or the low end of their voice, is a bit hollowish because of the bass. So, and also the treble is a bit darkish. So you got recessed bass and a darkish treble. It makes the mids or the vocals a bit I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a bit empty. Okay, yeah, so that's the vocals that I'm hearing. Okay, for the treble is recessed, is a bit darkish, so I would feel that it's a bit muted. The gain is a bit too bitey. Okay, I find it very bitey, in fact, for the gain to the treble. And but after that gain, I find that it's a bit hollowish, a bit darkish, and cymbal strikes and hi-hats, they have that a bit of a tinginess to the sound that they produced. Yeah, so I don't know, this is what I'm hearing. Okay, true to God. Okay, so this is what I'm hearing from these headphones. The airiness of the treble is alright. I can find the extension of the treble and the hi-hats and all that, they sound pretty airy, pretty I wouldn't say natural, but pretty okay. But in terms of overall tuning of this, I find that it's got its own tuning. Alright, I'm not saying it sounds bad. It does not sound bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not a tuning which I'm used to. Okay, and what I'm used to listening to. So for this is based on my listening preference. This is based on my listening bias. Right, it may be different for you. Right, so overall, this is what I feel. Overall, I feel that this headphones, what is it suitable for? Right, it's suitable for making phone calls. That's one thing. It's suitable for gaming and watching movies. Okay, now for music listening, I feel that this is more of a casual listening type of experience. Okay, it does produce the bass, it does produce the mids and the highs. It's just that as an audio enthusiast myself, I find that whatever that's being presented to me, it just couldn't gel with me. But it may gel with you. Okay, but in terms of genre, the different types of genre that it plays well, or good for that matter, I would say techno, trance, pop songs, R&B, and in general pop songs lah. Okay, it plays okay, right? And for casual listening. Now, genres that don't really fit well on this is, I would say, jazz, classical, sometimes even trance, because the highs of the trance is quite important for trance, and I don't really get much highs on this. Okay, so yeah, for general listening, I guess it's alright. Okay, but for classical, analytical listening, this may not work for you. Okay, right, so that concludes my overall review and the impression of this KZ-H10 headphones. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to my channel. Right, thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next review. Cheers.